Lifestyle hotels used to feel something small, boutique, design-driven, and slightly niche. Now they're becoming one of the mainstream directions in hospitality globally. And interestingly, this vibrancy is growing very clearly across Asia right now. You can see it very clearly across cities like Singapore, Bangkok, Seoul, Tokyo, and Hong Kong. Hotels today increasingly compete through vibe, atmosphere, and the kind of lifestyle people want themselves to associate with. A lot of hotels today no longer want guests to simply stay inside the room. They want people to spend time inside the cafes, lounges, restaurants, rooftop bars, workspace, and more social environments around the hotel. So what changed? Why did lifestyle hotels become mainstream so quickly? I'm Helen Tsui, and in this video, I will show you why traveler behavior changed first, why hotels today feel much more socially designed, and why many of the world's biggest hotel groups are now moving heavily into lifestyle hospitality. You can actually feel these changes very clearly now once you walk into many newer hotels. A lot of them no longer feel traditionally hotel-like. Instead of grand lobbies, formal reception counters, heavy chandeliers, and typical ceremonial luxury interior, many newer hotels feel more open, more relaxed, and much more socially driven. The lighting feels warmer, the furniture feels softer, the lobby behaves more like a social environment. People sit there casually for hours. Some people work there, some people take meetings there, some people are not even hotel guests. And hotels like the Standard Singapore or Mondrian Singapore Duxton make this shift very obvious immediately. The atmosphere feels more open, more socially blended, and much less intimidating. Not necessarily more formal, but definitely much more comfortable socially. And over the past few years, I have noticed more hotel groups across Asia moving towards this softer lifestyle-driven position as well. Even many business hotels today are becoming socially designed environments because hotels are no longer competing only through rooms anymore. Increasingly, they are competing through vibe, atmosphere, social energy, and the kind of lifestyle people want to associate themselves with. Traditional hospitality used to focus heavily on prestige, ceremony, and visible formality. You can experience this very clearly in prestige hotels like the Peninsula Hong Kong or Raffles Singapore. The experience feels well-structured, elegant, formal, and a little emotionally distanced on purpose. You arrive, you are greeted formally. The space immediately signals status and importance. And for a very long time, that was how hospitality expressed value. But many lifestyle hotels intentionally move away from that feeling now. You can feel this very clearly in places like Ace Hotel Kyoto or Nomad London. The atmosphere feels more open, more socially blended, and much less intimidating. The goal is no longer impress the guests immediately. The goal now is make people feel comfortable inside the atmosphere. That's a completely different hospitality experience. And honestly, I think many people can find this shift immediately now once they enter newer hotels. Because hospitality expectations change emotionally. This trend happened not only because hotel design style changed. Traveler behavior changed first. People make shorter but more frequent stay nowadays. And hotels are no longer only linked to special occasions like business trips or formal events anymore. Now people increasingly use hotels for casual staycations, weekend resets, remote working, social meetups, short urban escape, or simply just changing environment for a few days. And because of that, the emotional role of hotels changed too. Hotels became part of lifestyle behavior, not only accommodation. And this is possibly one of the biggest reasons lifestyle hotels became commercially powerful. Because people increasingly want hotels to feel connected to every day, not separate from it. You can see this very clearly now in how hotel public spaces are designed. In the past, hotel lobbies were mostly transitional spaces. You pass through them. Today, many hotels intentionally want guests to stay there. People work there, read there, socialize there, take meetings there, photograph there. Sometimes people spend more time in the public spaces than inside the room itself. And hotels like the Standard Singapore or Moxy Singapore Clarke Quay are designed very intentionally around this behavior. The public spaces feel more open, more energetic, and more socially interactive. The hotel behaves less like accommodation and more like part social space, part workspace, and part lifestyle environment. And interestingly, this is also changing how hotel operators think about F&B, public space programming, community events, and brand positioning. Hotels today are competing for attention very differently from before. The widespread of influencers and social media accelerate this shift even further. Hospitality used to compete heavily through visible luxury items, big chandeliers, marble bathrooms, expensive-looking spaces. Today, people increasingly choose hotels based on whether the place feels tasteful, socially active, has visible character, and whether they feel like their image belongs inside that space. People are no longer only booking hotel rooms. They are also booking the atmosphere, the cafe, the rooftop, the pool scene, the social vibe, and sometimes even the image associated with staying there. That's why many newer lifestyle hotels focus heavily on visual recognition spaces, rooftop bars, cafe culture, social spaces, and highly photographable moments. Hotels today are designed not only for staying. They are increasingly designed for sharing socially too. But interestingly, many lifestyle hotels actually create more operational complexity behind the scenes too. The experience might feel more casual to guests, but operationally, these hotels are often much more layered. Because socially driven hospitality environments create more moving parts, more programming, more F&B coordination, more atmosphere management, and much more pressure for operational consistency. Lifestyle hospitality depends heavily on operations, not only design, because the guest experience is no longer only about the room. It's about the entire atmosphere surrounding the stay. And honestly, I think this is one reason many hotel groups are investing so heavily into lifestyle hospitality now. Because hospitality increasingly overlaps with social culture, work culture, travel culture, and identity projection. Hotels are becoming part of modern lifestyle culture itself. And Asia is actually becoming one of the biggest testing grounds for lifestyle hospitality right now. You can see this happening very clearly now for brands like the Standard Singapore, Mondrian Singapore Duxton, Mama Shelter Singapore, and newer soft lifestyle concepts expanding across Asia under groups like Ennismore, Accor, and Marriott International. Many of these hotels feel smaller and culturally specific on the surface, but behind them are often some of the world's largest hospitality systems. And that shift is becoming increasingly important across the industry. Lifestyle hotels did not become mainstream only because hotel design changed. They become mainstream because the way people live, work, travel, and socialize changed first. Hotels are no longer only places people sleep. They are increasingly becoming places people use to express lifestyle, identity, routine, and social image. And this is why this shift matters. Because once hospitality becomes part of lifestyle culture, the hotel brand becomes much more than accommodation. It becomes part of modern identity projection. Many lifestyle hotels today feel smaller, more personal, and more culture independent. But behind many of them are actually some of the world's largest hospitality groups. And interestingly, the bigger the hotel companies become, the more they seem to move away from looking corporate. So why is this happening? This is what I will talk about in the next video. I am Helen Tsui. This is Hotel Story Asia.